Morning guys, welcome to today's video. It's 5:40. Driving home from dropping my mom off, and then I'll probably get into the workout, but I made sure to bring my camera this time and do the intro in the car. Today's Thursday and we're gonna get to it. Talk to you guys in a bit. Peace guys.
What's up, guys? So I'm back home editing yesterday's video. I got meditation done, read the affirmations, said my morning prayer. Got my pooch, and then pooch back there. But yeah, I'm editing. After I edit, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I might go to the presentation again or just practice my pitch. And then I also got a cold plunge, get my teeth brushed, and do all of that. But I'm thinking about going to the gym later so I can go in the sauna. So I'm probably going to go after training. Talk to you guys in a bit. Peace, guys. What's up, guys? So I got yesterday's video uploading. I finished editing it. What are you gonna need? Bye. Now, go over to the cold plunge. Sheesh. I'm gonna fix the exposure. Out of all the days I've done the cold plunge, today's probably the least that I've wanted to do it. I was gonna skip it. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was gonna skip it. But I'm out here and I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I was not looking forward to this whatsoever. Our water's at 38. Princess. But I got in and I did it. And I feel amazing after. To be honest, before I just got in there, I did not feel like doing it. That was the last thing on my mind that I wanted to do. I got in, I did it. Now I feel great. I'm gonna go get in the shower and I'll probably talk to you guys after. Peace, guys. 8 hours later. If you guys have seen SpongeBob, you'll know exactly what that was quoted from, but
literally probably 8 hours later, let me think. So I left the house at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, 8 hours later. And I've got some good news. I finished training and I went door to door today. I did a little bit of harvesting. I didn't even get an answer at any of the doors, so it wasn't successful and it wasn't bad. I never got a chance to really pitch. I did say my pitch at one door with a ring, but really it's silly. It makes no sense to pitch a ring. But sometimes you're so out of it, your body's just so scared, or your mind, you're just functioning out of reaction. But yeah, I pitched my first door to a ring, but I didn't get any chance to actually talk to anyone. Training was definitely good. I left sales training knowing a lot more than I did going in, and I didn't expect it to be so thorough and as well taught as it was. I went in thinking I'm a hot shot, sold $1 million in solar kind of guy. Now the business I'm selling in isn't solar, it's roofing, but that's the kind of energy I had. I thought I was the best salesman on this earth, and it just showed me how bad I am at sales, and then it helped me improve on what I was bad on. But I got a lot more comfort in pitching, speaking, everything. It brought a lot of clarity to my issues, and I feel pretty comfortable at the doors. I didn't actually pitch anyone, but just walking up, I knew I could carry out what I was supposed to do, and I can feel myself starting to become more confident and loosen up, because in sales, one, confidence is key, and then two, I think the same with copywriting as in sales. People buy from other people. They'll buy from you for who you are as a person, not necessarily the product. And if you can make people feel comfortable around you and you can crack jokes but also sell in the process, it works a lot better than being that data-driven statistics guy who's like, yeah, so this roof is 10 by 2 and we do this and that, or 10 by 12 or 6 by 12, and then we're gonna do this and do that, and you're gonna get this shingle. And like people like that, it doesn't work. It never does. Maybe for logical people, data-driven people, it might work, but I think even with that kind of persona, you still have to be loosey-goosey, confident, and crack jokes. Be you. And that's the main thing. You gotta be you and embrace your personality in your pitch, because selling, what we say at this company is that we're not necessarily selling, we're informing. And that's really how you need to look at it. You're informing and you're conversating. Sales is really just a conversation. And when you go in, one, sounding like you're pitching, and then two, going in just trying to figure out the right words to say instead of listening and actually conversating with someone, it turns out way different. And that's my biggest issue, is I'm always trying to think about what to say and not listening to what the other person's saying. Because everything you need to answer someone's question or someone's problem is to just listen to what they say, listen to their problem. And that's my biggest issue. It always has been. I've always been the one that wants to speak and say something, but I need to just listen and speak when the time's right. And that brings up another point. Sales is more listening than it is speaking. And I've heard it, one, in training, and I've heard it, I think, before from another
YouTuber or some sales guy, but it's more listening than speaking. And right now I'm just trying to work on my listening. Anytime I talk to someone, really listening to what they're saying and ask questions to understand more and really try to help whoever I'm talking to. And yes, is it kind of robotic in a way, but it's gonna help me really get this down because I'm honestly never been a good listener. I'm always self-centered and not 100% about the other person. And as humans, we're self-centered. We don't truly care about everyone else. Sometimes even our parents, our friends, we say we love you, we care, but deep down we really don't. And that's just how we are as humans. Now, I'm not saying that we don't care at all. It's just we care more about ourselves than others, truly. And it's hard to break that habit, that normal. And now I'm also in a brand new industry and I'm talking to people, going door to door. And when you're in your house, that's your domain. That's where you're comfortable. So when you come in and disrupt that comfort, I heard this on a sales video. When you come in and disrupt that comfort, it's scary to a homeowner, and they're gonna push you away because that's where they're comfortable. They don't want that space to feel like that. So you've got to come in and build trust and build comfort. That's my biggest issue is I'm not very good at that. Wouldn't say I'm bad, but I'm not very good because I'm always worried about what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do. And all of that shows on the outside by the way you move, the way you're talking. It shows confusion in your body language. I need to just be loose, listen, speak. I know what I need to say. I just have a hard time remembering it or saying it. But I need to just let the words slip off my tongue and let my personality come out in these pitches. And I know this is way deeper than it needs to be, but that's how I look at it. And that's what I've seen from my coach. Coach/manager, he just lets the words come off his tongue, and he's himself. He's himself. He's not faking like he's someone he's not. He's being honest and blunt. And then he includes his personality in it. And that's another thing in sales. You can't be dodgy. Do you wanna? Can I kinda? You wanna get straight to the point. Look, I need this, this, and this. Or I've only got these days available and that's it. You've got to be honest and blunt. You can't go passive in sales because that takes the customer away from the main objective, whatever your main objective is, but it almost pulls them away because now they have to pick versus when you give them an option. All right, now I got to pick this or the other. That's what they're thinking. But when you say, well, what days work for you? That's letting them pick. When you let them pick, either they're not going to, or it's just going to make everything harder and potentially make you lose a sale. You've got to assume these things. And this is a lot of new stuff that I'm learning, and I'm going to get better with sales and pitching and speaking. The more I do it, the more doors I hit, the better I'm going to get. Simple as that. If I hit a door and it goes bad, that's another chance for me to hit the next door and do great. That's really how I need to look at it. And I'm the kind of person where I always want something to be perfect. That's just not the way to do it. You're never going to be perfect at anything. I've said this thousands of times. Look at Alex Hormozi. Do you think he still makes mistakes? Of course. He's been doing it, I don't know how long he's been in business, but a long time, made hundreds of millions of dollars, and I guarantee he still makes mistakes. We're never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. So I need to stop acting like I am or feeling like I should. I need to just accept what it is and move on. Because I'm never going to get better if I'm always holding on to mistakes I've made before. This isn't before, this is now. And also opinions, people's opinions, what people think. That is so irrelevant, and yet it does so much to me, probably to you, to friends, to family. People's opinions sometimes run our lives. I don't know if you guys have felt like that, but when you're out in public, you may hide from who you truly are, or hide from the person you want to be because you think, oh, what are they going to think, or what are they going to do? Or you might walk past a group of girls and act like something you're not just to get their attention or to make them think, oh, he looks good. And that's just so stupid. But it's hard to lose that feeling and just that reality. I've been fighting people's opinions all my life. That's all I do, is try and fit into what people think I am, when in reality, no one knows who I am. No one knows the struggles you go through. No one knows who you truly are as a person because they're not you. So why would their opinion change the way you feel about yourself or the way you look at yourself? It's stupid. It really is. Because when you really look at it, what's more embarrassing, making fun of someone for them being themselves, or you not being yourself because you're afraid of what other people are going to think? Obviously, you not being yourself. That's more embarrassing. You not embracing who you truly are because of what some random person thinks on this earth. It's stupid. And I'm saying this because I struggle with it as well. I've, again, struggled with it my whole life, and that's part of the reason why I got into this. Not necessarily, but because I know that to grow and to become the person I want to be, this, one, is going to help, but two, help me break that barrier. Sales, that's all you do, is talk to people and make relationships and help others. That's almost your entire job. And prior to that, I was hiding behind a screen. I run this YouTube channel, but not many of you guys see it. So I'm not too worried, and then I have a TikTok, but that's not the same as in person. In person, you gotta feel those emotions right then and there. Online, it's like a little jab and then it goes away. But in person, you screw up, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that gut feeling. Your heart's gonna drop to your balls. Everything bad that could happen, it's probably gonna happen, but you're eventually gonna get over that. I'm gonna get over it. I keep talking in third person, but I'm gonna get over it. If you guys are going through it, you'll get over it. The more you talk, the more you get in front of people, the more you embarrass yourself, the more you screw up, the better you're gonna get. But it's so hard to accept that, and it's so hard to live that at times, because the feeling of getting made fun of and embarrassed, it hurts. Saying something wrong, getting told no. That's why sales guys are so relentless, because they get told no all the time, and they still fight for what they believe in, or fight for that sale, fight for that appointment. Even after they're told no, they look stupid or your product sucks, they'll still do it because they've built up a mindset, they've built up confidence, they've built up all of these qualities that just turn you into a mental animal, I guess that's what I'm gonna call it. I've always admired sales guys because they're, one, really good at what they do, and in the confidence to walk around and not really care what people think and know how to speak. I've always been terrible at speaking. Only recently has my speaking skills improved a little bit. But all my life I was never a stutterer, but just quiet, shy, never one to talk. I had friends, I chilled with people and had fun, but I was, as you guys have probably seen on TikTok or Instagram, that popular loner where you're quiet, but a lot of people know you. I was kind of in that. And I know that's cringe, but it's just such a funny term because I remember hearing people talk about when this kid says he's a popular loner. But that's kind of what I was. And yeah, I've never been able to really speak to someone, hold eye contact, have a proper conversation, my posture even. Like, I look at it deeply. Is my posture right? Am I speaking to them with eye contact? How's my body language? And sales guys can pull this off perfectly because they've done it so much, and I guarantee you people's opinion on them does not matter. They don't care because they're confident and they're good at what they do. And I don't know how I got onto this, but it's just something I've realized. And it's gonna help me so much in life, not only for money, but for my mental, even probably my physical. Because sales is, again, another form of self-improvement. You always try and get better at sales and sell better, speak better, whatever you're doing. You always try and get better at it. And sales guys, they do it differently. That's all I can say. And I already am technically a sales guy. I was doing copywriting, but this is, again, it's different. I'm in person, getting beat down in person. It sucks, but that's life and that's how you grow. I know I talked about this yesterday, but the work you're avoiding, there was that quote, like, the work you're avoiding is the exact reason why you're not where you want to be. You got to do the stuff you hate, the stuff you don't want to do to get to that life you want. And that's what I've finally started doing, and it sucks, but I'm going to get there. I'm at the end of the walk, guys. I'll talk to you in a bit. Hope you enjoyed the little rant. Peace, guys.
What's up, guys? I just ripped out the red light. And what did I just finish doing? Oh, yeah. I watched a couple sales videos on, as a beginner roof salesman, some things you should focus on. And then also, I watched a communication video, a body language video. Because one thing that I'm seeing get talked about a lot is how selling is self-improvement, and I'm very familiar with this because I'm in business, entrepreneurship, and I already have gone down this self-improvement path for this, but it's talking about how important it is to self-improve and that you need to try and get better every day, whether that's your pitch or reading books, cold plunging, sauna, working out, building discipline. Every day you need to try and better yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, is better my speaking. If it's something I really want, I'm going to take the steps to make it possible. If I want to be a better salesman, then I'm going to read the books. I'm going to knock on the doors and keep pushing to get better at sales. If I want to be in better shape, I'm going to keep working out. Those kinds of things are what they're talking about. And I'm just going to keep improving, trying to improve my social skills. That's my main issue that holds me back right now. And I'm going to work on that. going to work on body language because that's a part of communication. I'm going to work on gestures, so smiling when you talk. That is a big factor in speaking. Because when you talk like this, and then when you talk like this, you guys see the difference? It's small things like that that completely change the way you come off. So I'm going to work on those, but right now I'm in the red light, got my B-Belay. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to journal. Pretty hungry, so I might eat something. I got yesterday's video uploaded for you guys, and I talked to my client. I gotta get my water made for tomorrow. I want to get set up for the day before. Normally I do. I charge all my devices the day before. I wouldn't say I prepare my outfit, but most of the time I'm prepared for the day to come. But there's some small things that if I do them now, it's gonna make the next day a lot easier. So I'm gonna get into this red light, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace, guys. What's up, guys? Just finished my journal entry. It was a solid one. I don't know what I need to do next. I'm gonna check back in with you guys. Actually, I'm gonna make my water. Probably find something to eat. It's only 9:30. I'm loving this new time. I come from, I know I've talked about this before, where 9:30 was when I was just starting to sit down at the computer. I've already finished a whole day of work. And not to mention, now I have time to relax and go to bed early. I used to go to bed at 12. So it's amazing having this freedom. But I'm going to find something to eat, probably, and then do my water, throw my retainers in, throw the do-rag on. But there's some other stuff I probably need to do. I wanted to go over that presentation again, but it's late. I want to go to bed early because I'm getting up early. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace, guys. What's up, guys? Got my water made. Made a to-do list. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm tired. Ready for bed. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. But until tomorrow, peace, guys. Have a good night.